The Nuba people are an ethnic group that primarily resides in the Nuba Mountains of Sudan. They have a long history of resistance and fighting against various forces throughout Sudan's turbulent history. Here is some information about Nuba fighting in Sudan. 1. Historical context. The Nuba region has been a site of conflict for many decades. Since Sudan gained independence from British colonial rule in 1956, the central government has struggled to exert control over the diverse and often marginalized regions, including the Nuba Mountains. This has led to numerous uprisings and armed conflicts. 2. Sudanese Civil War. The Nuba people actively participated in the Sudanese Civil War 1983-2005 between the Sudanese government and the Sudan People's Liberation Army SPLA. The conflict was driven by political, religious, and ethnic divisions, with the central government attempting to impose Islamic law on non-Muslim regions, such as the Nuba Mountains. The Nuba people, along with other marginalized groups, fought against this imposition. 3. Government repression. Following the signing of the Comprehensive Peace Agreement, CPA, in 2005, which ended the Sudanese Civil War, the Nuba people faced continued repression and discrimination from the Sudanese government. The government has been accused of carrying out aerial bombardments, forced displacements, and other human rights abuses against Nuba communities. 4. Formation of SPLMN. In response to the government's repression, the Sudan People's Liberation Movement North SPLMN was formed in 2011. The SPLMN is an armed political movement that seeks self-determination and autonomy for the Nuba people and other marginalized regions of Sudan. They have engaged in armed resistance against the Sudanese government. 5. Ongoing conflict. The conflict between the SPLMN and the Sudanese government continues to this day. The Nuba people have been at the forefront of the fighting, defending their land, culture, and rights. The conflict has resulted in significant casualties, displacement, and suffering for the Nuba people, with reports of widespread human rights abuses. 6. International involvement. The international community has expressed concern over the conflict in the Nuba Mountains. Human rights organizations have documented the atrocities committed against the Nuba people and have called for an end to the violence. The United Nations and other diplomatic efforts have been made to negotiate a peaceful resolution to the conflict.